Hello, I receive many letters and I decided to make this video and explain how the world's first God coin differs from an ordinary financial pyramid. So the first difference is decentralization. Unlike a centralized pyramid where all your funds depend on the owner's mood. If he wakes up in a bad mood or simply doesn't like you, he blocks your account and you lose all your funds, or if he gets tired of the pyramid participants, loses his human mood and simply closes the project, cashes out all the funds and flies away by plane to Monaco or Italy or somewhere in the USA, so everything depends on a person's mood. This is the pyramid principle. When you are a participant in a pyramid, everything is centralized. The pyramid is more like an exchange. For example, the exchange took clients' funds and controls them. And if the exchange, like the pyramid owner, gets tired, withdraws funds, and that's it, the project closes. We have decentralization. This does not happen. There is no centralized management body in our gold contract money gadget, so there is a project. There is a contract. Ownership rights are denied, meaning minting or creating new coins is no longer possible. A limited number of coins have already been issued, specifically on Solana. No more will ever be issued. Thus, there is constant deflation. Inflation cannot occur, only if there is panic and many participants start to dump their coins. Crashing the market, only then do rates drop and wallet balances decrease. Otherwise, this cannot happen. Growth also occurs when demand exceeds supply. There can be no soul management where someone dislikes something and the project is closed. No, because many small, medium, and large participants, mostly many small ones, store funds across many wallets. This creates stability. This never happens in pyramids. The next difference between a pyramid and the God cryptocurrency money gadget is pyramid. Look, every pyramid participant must invite a certain number of people. If the pyramid gives you 100 to 200% per year, you must invite 3 to 5 people per year for each person who joined the pyramid. This is on average. Moreover, it depends on the amount of contributions. So if you join the pyramid and do not invite people, the pyramid collapses because daily obligations exceed the previous day. When you are a Money God 1 participant, this does not happen. If you invite no one buys the coin, no one leaves, the chart simply stays flat. No one's money increases or decreases. In our project Money God 1, to increase your funds, well, you can mine unlimited funds on another contract, but you do not perceive them one-to-one like dollars, so you want fiat money, regular euros, dollars, or some of your local currencies. Thus, when you want some local money, you must deposit regular fiat money into the project, then you withdraw fiat money from the project. It's simple. So that's the second difference. Fiat money is deposited into the project's money grows, the chart rises, participants' wallets have more money, fiat withdrawals cause everyone to have less money. That's all. This is not like a pyramid. You cannot break the system, only super panic. And even super panic happens with dumping, after which other participants can buy at a lower price, new participants come in, old ones sell. The system stabilizes if there is faith and a reliable project, if they do not kill all participants, roughly speaking. Then averaging occurs and growth can continue. Thousands of coins have made hundreds of thousands, millions or more. So look further to the next project. Again, if in a pyramid you must invite a certain number of people for the system to work and stand, 2 or 3. Here it is not necessary, or rather it helps you and others make more money. The principles are similar but not mandatory. In a pyramid it is mandatory because the pyramid's essence is new people with new money coming in. The system must pay out more money daily than the previous day. Because old participants request withdrawals of previously deposited funds. The more people and the more popular and older the pyramid is, the more withdrawal requests it has. If they do not limit withdrawals like banks or social insurance, the system collapses, but they do limit requests. If they limit withdrawals like banks, say 500, 2,000 or 5,000 euros per day max, then it works out, but it becomes nonsense. For example, you want to withdraw $50,000 per day or week to buy a new Range Rover in cash, but you cannot because the pyramid owner set a withdrawal limit. How is this different from a bank? It's complete nonsense. You have, say, $50,000 or $500 in your account but cannot withdraw because the pyramid owner restricted it. The pyramid, like an exchange, is a centralized control system depending entirely on the owner's mood and will. There might be 2 or 3 managers if any. Not all pyramids or similar financial instruments even have managers. That's your second main difference. So, people get greedy, get rich, want to buy cars, apartments, different properties, withdraw money from the project and thus close the project. We do not have this. This is the second difference. The main joke or difference is originally one, just needed to be explained because you keep writing letters, so I can just send you a video link and nothing else, and whoever wants to watch will. So decentralization means no centralized management. That's your financial literacy. Thanks to decentralization, it's the ideal, how for example Bitcoin was created by Satoshi. And so on. It's an ideal program, ideal decentralization, maximally beneficial and protected project for people. People become custodians of money. Everyone stores funds themselves, for example, the second difference. In a pyramid you might have a wallet, like you write to me that you store cryptocurrency. You do not store cryptocurrency if you are in a pyramid. The wallet you have and believe you have funds and store crypto, you don't store anything. Only the pyramid owner stores funds. Whether I know him personally or not is another question. But the point is that only he stores the funds, not you. This is also like an exchange, a centralized exchange. You see some numbers on the screen or wallet that show you supposedly have money. But if it's not a Web3 wallet where you personally own the funds, then a single person or a group managing the exchange or pyramid owns the funds. That's all. At any moment, they use the money, buy villas in Monaco, buy real estate, apartments, cars, live for pleasure. Well, you believe you have funds in your account, but you don't have those funds because it's not a Web3 wallet. For example, we have MGO wallet, our own Web3 wallet. You can use our system or any other. You can export the wallet, import it into any other Web3 wallet. You don't have to use our wallet, we don't care. So your money is safe as long as you don't give your private key or seed phrase protecting your wallet or your cold wallet. There are different types. The wallet could be like a flash drive, not necessarily just numbers. So once you give it to someone, you can lose your funds. If you don't, you'll never lose them. For example, in France. I won't mention skin color or nationality. The founder of the Ledger wallet, one of the largest wallets in the world, was kidnapped. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. They got nothing because he didn't tell them the key or secret phrase, or they didn't find his flash drive. The money was maximally protected. Another advantage of our project? If you are in a pyramid, transferring $1 million in your national currency or dollars from country to country is a huge problem. Yes, I know people who just put millions in suitcases and flew with them in carry-on luggage without checks. It's possible but difficult. Also, if they see the million, they'll take it from you. Jews once transported money in gold, diamonds, even in their rectums. That was an option too. Today you can carry money on a flash drive. You don't need to carry 10,000 or 30,000 from country to country. With our cryptocurrency, it's possible. In a pyramid, the pyramid usually deals with a large amount of cash flows in cash because no bank will work with a pyramid. All participants and key public figures are compromised. No major financial company will open a bank account for them. They often don't even have a company, they operate as individuals. Pyramids have many problems with this, they use cash. Modern pyramids buy cryptocurrency to protect themselves, but only owners do this, not ordinary participants. When you look at your wallet, your grandma's or grandpa's wallet with $100,000, $10,000 or $1,000, the money isn't really there because you don't understand this and it's not a Web3 wallet. In Web3 wallets, you control your funds, the same with cold wallets. When you store funds on an exchange or in pyramids, you do not own your funds. The pyramid founder owns them. It's a single person or group. Most likely, they answer to a single person, that's all. At any moment, you lose your funds. This is not cryptocurrency. Many say they lost money in crypto, but most likely they were in financial pyramids and not in real crypto. And even if you were in crypto, yes, financial markets are volatile. For example, 3 hours ago Bitcoin hit its all-time high ATH of $120,000, for example. Originally conceived by Satoshi Nakamoto as a normal coin. Bitcoin has become the enemy of all cryptocurrencies and the whole world, the exact opposite of what it was originally created for. It was invented as money for the people, but has become money for oligarchs. Bitcoin today, to understand, is a curse. It's like a knife, a thorn that hinders all cryptocurrencies and people from living in prosperity. So today, what happens? There is Bitcoin, the main global cryptocurrency, and altcoins, many coins, but this must be explained simply for your understanding. It was originally intended that Bitcoin would lead the world to decentralization. People would get rich, the rich would have less money, the poor more, and eventually everyone would abandon money. That's the plan for 10-50 years. But it doesn't work that way. Corporations buy Bitcoin. For example, Tesla bought about $1 billion worth 2 days ago at the end of the quarter in September. Big corporations buy huge amounts of Bitcoin and only pump it. When you place futures bets on Bitcoin's rise with leverage 10%, 100%, or 10x or more, you are playing with fire. Afterward, those controlling the crypto market and the main Bitcoin holders cut you all off. They do a so-called correction. There is no correction, they simply withdraw funds from Bitcoin and convert them into stablecoins or other cryptocurrencies they own or believe are more stable, or into gold, diamonds, or future human resource cryptocurrencies. And so, that's it. Everyone loses billions in seconds, minutes, hours. All who bet on futures lose due to stop losses. This is trading basics. No large fund can withstand drawdowns for days, weeks, months, or years when crypto is down or sideways. If they bet on the rise, you can watch many films about this, like Wolf of Wall Street and others. Every day, investors lose money, panic, borrow funds, and companies not really owned, but managed by people like Elon Musk and other major venture funds, and trading houses collapse during crises if managers make wrong bets. Bitcoin today is the curse of cryptocurrencies, got it? Instead of leading, Bitcoin holds back altcoins and all cryptocurrencies. For example, in 2025, Bitcoin reached its all-time high ATH 3 times. ATH is the highest peak. When it falls back, no altcoin, no main, or any other cryptocurrency recovers to the levels before Bitcoin's percentage rise and fall cycles. Simply put, no altcoin recovers. For example, in January when we launched our cryptocurrency, Bitcoin fell 40%, altcoins dropped up to 99% variously, some 30%, some 60%, some like fiat currencies. Cryptos dropped 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%. They did not recover. At the last Bitcoin drop about 1 or 2 weeks before this video was released, when Solana had its ATH of about $253 per coin, and now at Bitcoin's current 118K or 120K dollars or so. Solana did not recover to its previous level, staying around $230 or $226, not $250 as before the last drop. The point is Bitcoin keeps rising and is more expensive than before. All other cryptos lag behind because Bitcoin destroys all altcoins. It uses Bitcoin as a curse on all cryptocurrencies, so the poor don't get richer, the rich get richer. First rule. Second rule, during these sliding transactions they buy smaller cryptocurrencies to increase their share while others reduce theirs or panic sell. That's basically how the global crypto market works today, so we have another project in this direction, but you can't participate without hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. Monetorland is cryptocurrency for the people, for everyone. These are the main principles explaining decentralization and centralization. Centralization is always dangerous. Countries are pyramids, banks are pyramids, the Fed is a pyramid, everything is a pyramid. Centralized systems control and enslave. In concentration camps, a normal cryptocurrency is decentralized if it has no backdoors. If it has a pure contract, if ownership rights are denied like ours, it's ideal decentralization like Satoshi Nakamoto invented. The number of coins is fixed, no mining, no new coins. It's easier this way to issue new coins today. It's a more modern, not outdated system. It's easier to develop. There is no centralization because centralization means a single management system and inflation. Wars continue to keep the pyramid going. Here, there is deflation. Deflation interests few except ordinary people who don't understand it, but decentralization is the ideal protection system for people. It's a custodianship system. Like some pyramids, original goldmine was custodianship and decentralization. This exists for us today but may not in 3-5 years. You might not enter the project under these conditions, but now it exists and is the best available because look. If in the system, say, a custodian system was pyramidal and you stored funds with investors, then at some point they tell you to transfer funds to a department, it means you lost control over your funds. You no longer store funds, a narrow group does. We don't have that. Everyone stores funds themselves. Lastly, if you're interested in our project or ideas, there are many videos and accounts on social media. If you like it, you buy our coin. If you don't like me, someone else, or the project, you can withdraw the coin in one click. You can't do this in a pyramid. You cannot even credit funds to your wallet even if there's a supposed crypto wallet that doesn't exist. There is only a department wallet receiving funds and transferring them later to your wallets, showing you numbers instead of money. But you don't store the money. To store money, you must have access through your Web3 wallet to your direct wallet. Or if you trust a large exchange with huge reserves of billions or millions and you're okay with hackers not breaking in and stealing everything, that's a regular daily concern. You may store funds on an exchange, but if you don't have a direct wallet where you personally deposit and withdraw money without intermediaries or departments, you don't have cryptocurrency, you have nothing. So run away, that's all, bye.